Hello, baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Robert. This is Ace Attorney Chronicles Adventures, and I didn't know the title screen changed. I wasn't even going to do the intro here, but it actually changes, depending on the case that we're in. I think the investigation in this game so far is absolutely amazing. So you can select adventure, by the way. You can do resolve, which is a bigger court. We're still doing adventure right now. We're going to continue exactly where we left off. Kazuma's cabin. Kazuma's dead, which is such a shocking moment as well in this game. Out of nowhere. Your deduction just now. Can we talk about your deduction before? The thing is, you concluded about me, I mean. Now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part. Ah yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Whoa, cool design. I want to draw that. Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. The music's so good. Turn up the TV, Calvin. Okay. The vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? I don't know about that. It sounds like Mr. Sholmes concluded he was a Russian because of what Kazuma wrote on the floor. Yeah, I think we got that part for sure. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of the crime was the same merciless revolutionary, one who had killed the very man who helped him escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik. I'm definitely not villain Bolshevik. I'll tell you that right now. No, how could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details of the 16 victims of assassination blowing up the Crystal Tower? Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about the revolutionary Bolshevik was included there. Can't be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? I wonder the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan. As also quite clearly stated here in the article, Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in the war-torn region of Afghanistan. Or even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place. Here, take this paper for yourself as a little memento of this great deduction. Yeah, it's kind of funny because the thing is nowadays people would have a probably better idea. I think a lot of people still would be like, where is Afghanistan? You know what I mean? Where exactly is Afghanistan? Which is fair. You know, not everyone's gonna learn the countries and stuff, especially a younger person. Oh, thank you. I resolved all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish in the bin nearby. Article about revolutionary. Article on the front page of Russian newspaper. The headline reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Bubble pipe. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back? Cast your eyes over it sometime if interest takes you, though. You may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Okay, so why were you just investigating when you're on the table there? Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Sorry, that's Rinosuke. I'm just impersonating you. Kazuma? Yes. The victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. His diary. We see the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. But I don't think you should read his private writings. It could be upset people. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? Flip him over. It's my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Yeah, exactly. She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. If she is a good person, she will do it right now. If she's a good person that stands by morals, she'll do it now. Susato-san, aren't you going to throw the detective with your honor your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruto-san. What on earth do you mean? Oh, that's how it is it? Hey, lady, that's how it is. I'm just saying, she ain't no Maya Fey. We can say it right now. Life is so unfair. No! Susato-san's unfair. And life, I suppose. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonged to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. I'm not. Ha! But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. So what was all that showing off about before then? If you be so kind as to show me, I'll be happy to read it to you, Mr. Cho. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. Really, Susato? Really, Susato? You doing this? You doing this, huh? You doing this, huh? Is this how it is? Is this how it is? Huh? The final entry here in Kazuma-san's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. That was me going, oh. A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I never heard it. Is that the snake? Did the snake kill him? The ventilator grill, you say. The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. So maybe a snake came down from the thing and bit him? Yes, the adjoining cabin. Kazuma's diary has been entered into the court record. Great. What we wanted from the start. So I believe I've given you enough time to consider for the time being at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I am still too long, the sickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which is the ventilator connects to? Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation? Exaltation, I said. I said that first try. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No. That would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. I mean, here's the thing. Like, that's completely reasonable. That's a reasonable answer. Hey, you are literally under arrest, dude. Like, that's 100% a reasonable answer. Oh, these... After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No? There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. Yeah, he didn't do it. He literally, like, and the thing is, like, I'm not shocked that he didn't do it, because if we saw him spray paint or not do the spray over the fingerprints. So obviously he knew that, like, the person who put the fingerprints over was probably Kazuma. In some way, shape, or form, he knew it was Kazuma. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. But I think he didn't name us, like, to the other guys to arrest us? Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I do say that too. Okay, so I was thinking more in the past, like, when we first, like, said, hey, arrest this man. But maybe he did do that as well. I could be wrong. I don't know, I could be completely wrong. It's okay to be wrong. You know? Guys, hey, everyone in YouTube land, it's okay to be wrong. I'm wrong a lot of times. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I didn't know they were referring to, like, that moment just before it. I thought they were talking about the putting the handcuffs on. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So, what were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? I love this guy. What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. He's brilliant. Now he's just being plain rude. He's great. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor as twisted as his name. Naruto-san, what are you just standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? Did she flip us over? No, you have to... You're making me super dizzy. It's really early in the morning, Susato. After Cosmo-san spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate? As if you gave me any choice in rolling over part. True. I think we still have some investigating to finish off in here first, don't we? No. Let's carry and examine what we can in this cabin while we wait for the chance to slip to next door. I don't think so. I think we've explored everything, haven't we? The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Cosmo to do everything I can to find a way out of this. And bring the real culprit to justice. I think we discovered. Oh, there's a new guy. Wait, no. No, Hosonaga. He's gonna hide evidence. Someone stop him. Stop him. Is something wrong, Naruto-san? Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. We don't need it. We don't need Hosonaga being a recurring character. We do not need it. The game does not need it. Oh, yes, you're right. Bring back Gumshoe. Excuse me, sir. No! What can I do for you? Why are you undercover here? Oh, the worst cop who ever lived. I recognize the face, but it can't be. It is. It's Hosonaga. Oh my god, they didn't get that checked yet. I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. More like, this guy should be discharged immediately. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think I should, that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. And I totally get people are like, oh yeah, he's really attractive and stuff, I guess. I don't see it. Not the attractive character in this game, by a mile, my opinion. So he's not getting away with it with me. He already stopped. I hope... I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board this ship. Oh my god. There's gonna be like 3 pieces of evidence gone in the next 2 minutes. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expect to see this man on board, but perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. What were your special orders, my friend? So what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes. And why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asagai-san's bodyguard. You suck! My friend is dead! My roommate is dead! It was Minister of Justice Jikoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asagai-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Why would you trust the guy who effed up so badly last time? Assassinated? How could that even be a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Yeah. The two greatest powers in the world at this time, where, like, if you're judging it basically just on a factual, historical sense, the two biggest superpowers in the world in the 1800s, for sure, were, like if you found, like, an Ultra Charizard and, like, a Dragonite, or, like, I think Snorlax as well was pretty bad too, but, like, Snorlax was OP. Minister Jijoku said we should prepare for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-san was assassinated? Obviously we couldn't give Asagai-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. I didn't take my eyes off them the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here inside his own cabin. Not here on the first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment again. And Asagai-san is dead as a result. Yeah, you frickin' idiot. You dumbo. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. You can do more than that. You can get out of my face. Inspector. So if there's anything at all I can do to help now, just say the word. I can hide some evidence. I can lock you in a cupboard. I can do it. Just ask. I can do it. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer. No, why would I kill my roommate? We'd like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. Sorry, I keep getting the text wrong. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move even a touch to handle the cabin door, I will get you. That stormy-looking seaman there will surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really? I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how. There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruto-san, by presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence? It's just the same as you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use. So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes. I think I might know what we can use. Let's see if I can present the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. So, let's go to the court record. This. Wait, how do we do this? Oh, present. I have something for you, sir. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-san wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, "What looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill." A speckled band? That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that, but what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. I already stole the ventilator, that's why. The music's so freaking good. That ventilator clearly joins the next door cabin. That's right. So if we can investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense. The speckled band was a snake though, right? I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove these handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line, if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asagai-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruto-san. Just like move, we can leave this cabin at last. Move. Alright. So here's the first time we're moving. So, okay, first of all, I also want to say as well that, like, I think that the investigation so far has been... The pacing has been really, really good. And, like, I think compared to the first trial, the pacing in this trial so far, this case so far, has been absolutely great. There's a freaking mousetrap with something on it, which is very strange. 9th of January, 7:48 a.m., SS Bude, first class cabin passageway. Phew, I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. Oh, sorry, I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be, and this is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on a study tour by the government. That's why he's being put up in first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as the accommodation in steerage. Really? That must be awful. Oh, that's the big boy from the thing. I was doing the voice all wrong. That's definitely bigger boy. That's big boy. Look over there. That's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even when he's sitting down. The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here. Who shouldn't? I suppose. Like people in handcuffs. Naruto-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yes, I know. But the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very tiring time for you. It was very bad. It was very bad indeed. Please don't give me that pitying look. Give me the pitying look. So, if we're examining things, we can like kind of so this is what's this? This is his door, right? This is it. This cabin next to ours. The one the veterinary connects to. But I want to kind of look around first. The ventilator from the Kazuma-sama wrote he really saw the speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help us solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Not yet. Not yet. I want to explore more. Just show my goal. Please stop this, team. Stop this right now. Look at the face as well. Excuse me. We need to get inside this cabin here? I guess not. Sato's eyes speak volumes. They're clearly saying keep out. That's what I wrote on the sign. That's what I wrote on the sign we put over the wardrobe doors. Although this man's version is definitely more effective, for sure. It doesn't look like he's going to let us pass. That's a problem. Okay. There's a alarm or something? What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? It is actually, yeah. It's an emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to complete stop. Oh, this I have to see. What are you doing, Naruto-san? You mustn't touch it. But it's an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. Okay, Ryunosuke. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. Ha. I wish everything would just stop, this ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else. That's good. That's good advice. That's good advice. That's good advice. Ah, a trap for catching mice. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what is called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. So, they don't have cheese in Japan right now? That's cool to know. Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like. Tastes pretty okay. You can't eat notice on the trap will shut on your fingers. Really? But, huh, I suppose you're right. I like how Rinosuke is like very like curious as well about the world around him. Because again, this is a whole new world for him too. You were actually going to try it, weren't you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Cosmo-san's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been. In that wardrobe. Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later. So we checked that, we checked the door out. We checked the ship's section out. Looks like the plan of the SS Bura. It shows each deck look. The Bura is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering. Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, but how is that such a huge lump of metal doesn't sink to the bottom of the ocean? Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruto-san. Is it? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago, the islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than this ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. Well, I suppose so. That's true. That is true. We have the ship protocols, just in case. That's a huge book on top of the table there, and there's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? The writing is so neat and precise. Everything, every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such a beautiful handwriting. And nothing, no reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment. She was trying to get her to give her a little bit of reaction. That's brilliant. I'm not sure rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruto-san, even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank, or he was trying to do it. Sorry, sometimes I'm bad at reading. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. So we have the door itself over here. That's the way to the second class area of the ship. Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it, just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. Because I always wonder about that, like, in that situation. You like to think, like, you know, I'd stay for the trial. If you got a chance to run, like, would you? Because, like, you know, I'd kind of, like, do that. I don't know. I might. Oh, I might be wrong, but imagine the moment you reach for the handle door. The burly seaman would surely would shoot you dead. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. No, I started with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. How are you, big burly boy? Hey, big burly boy! Excuse me, could I ask you something?
You little stowaway murderer.
That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask you something of you?
You little third-class ladies man.
What the hell? Jesus. Oh. We seem to have caught the sailor on a bad day, Suzaru-san.
I'm not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman Biff Stroganoff.
Biff? McFly? Phew. The best thing, just avoid eye contact, I think. What's with his face? We're gonna start asking this guy questions in the next episode. I don't know. I think that I like the silence of this this area as well. I think it's actually really cool. It's a nice little contrast to when you're like with a big character, and I think also like introducing this guy from silence into whatever we're going to be getting next is also a good idea too. I love the pacing of this investigation so far. The investigation has been so much fun, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.